This is Culture Shockwaves.
Go. Let's go.
Unfiltered, unbothered by your host Sapphir and JayBird.
I think this is it.
We're both ready to rumble.
I think this is it. How long has setup been? An hour and a half.
An hour and a half. 1 hour and a half to set this
Welcome
up.
to Culture Shockwaves.
Welcome
this
to
is
Culture
happening.
Shockwaves. This has been in the works for
Like
how long? I can't even.
3 months, I think.
3 months of
Actually, like putting ideas together.
projecting and coming up with game plans and names and strategies because we want to be able to share a platform that shocks people. Because
This is definitely an intro episode, like talking about why we're doing this, what our backgrounds are. So whenever we talk about out-of-pocket stuff in the future, you can just come back to this episode and be like, okay, I kind of get who these people are.
So there's not going to be there's going to be limits, of course, because we don't want to get killed. But we want to be able to talk about any and everything, and everyone comes from a different background with different values, I think. So I think that's kind of what we were talking about one day when we thought about starting it up. We talked about how it was very difficult to talk about certain topics.
Yeah.
Because of...
How about we just introduce ourselves?
Sure. Yeah.
You want to go first?
You can go first.
Well, on this podcast, I'm going by Sapphire, and you can also find me on Instagram, sapphire.wave. So that's who I am. I'm from Dallas. How about you?
And then I'm JayBird.
I love it. No, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that too. But my name is Jacob. But for podcast reasons, we're going by JayBird. One, because I love birds. And I have a bird. And I think it was a really catchy name because it's part of our intro.
I know that cool intro that everyone most likely heard of.
Sapphire and JayBird. And that was something that we had to work on as well. But did you say you're from Dallas?
I am from Dallas. But the name of this episode, which is kind of final, which is American versus non-American. And you can decide who is who.
That's true. So you were born here, right?
I was born in Plano, Texas. I like to say I'm born in Dallas. That's pretty much a suburb. But we're in Plano right now, which is crazy. I was like born down the road. So how about you?
Yeah, and I was not born in Plano. I was born overseas in Dubai. So
were you actually born in Dubai?
When Dubai was nothing.
See, I don't even know this about you. That's crazy.
Yeah, when Dubai was nothing. When there was little
But
tents.
you don't. Okay.
I was born in the first hospital there.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of hospitals. They didn't have a lot of anything. So.
But now it's like a whole.
Oh, yeah.
Like
now it's like everyone wants to be in Dubai. Come to Dubai, Habibi.
I'm good. Don't come to Dallas. Go to Dubai. It's fine.
We have a lot of people in Dallas now.
No, please.
From
oh, God.
Every state. So, but that's a little bit about our background.
Yeah, but that's not even our blood.
Right.
You don't have Dubai blood. I don't really have Dallas blood.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you? I don't know.
I don't have Dallas blood. I won't give away the country yet, but I am Southeast Asian. But I'm definitely a Texan, and I feel like I'm more American than anything. I understand a couple languages.
Yeah.
Well, my first language is English, hopefully.
I sure hope so. I think you speak better English than me at times.
Dang. I speak better than you in all languages.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and for me, I mean, I'm Middle Eastern, so definitely this is...
I think you represent the Middle East pretty well.
You think so? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I could...
From my experience...
plenty of different ways.
The only thing to represent you better as a Middle Eastern, in my opinion, is that you should be like more of a douchebag. Like you should be more rude. Then you'll be a true Middle Eastern. But you're pretty nice.
Yeah.
You're pretty nice for a Middle Eastern.
Oh yeah, because you want good karma. You don't want bad karma coming around biting in the ass.
It's hard. It's hard to find nice guys. But yeah, thanks for being cool.
I mean, and this again speaks the premise of
culture shock.
Shockwaves.
Because I think I don't think I represent where I'm from, right? When you look at me, you can't tell I'm Southeast Asian.
No.
Hopefully I'm
You
even
look
saying
Mexican.
the right. I look South American.
South American. Mexican.
I look.
She gets Mexican a lot.
No, some guy just told me, some African American dude said, when you open your mouth, I just know you're not Mexican. I was like, what is that supposed to mean?
Maybe your teeth. You could tell by your teeth.
Mouth.
I don't know, your teeth, your cheeks.
He's like, I thought you were Hispanic, but then you opened your mouth. And I'm like,
Oh.
all
right.
Okay.
No, yeah. I mean, you could pass for Middle Eastern too. I think there's. I mean, I get Mexican all the time. I get
the way I can pass for Middle
Spanish
Eastern is because I dress the clothes, cultural clothes, abayas. I wear scarves. I can read and write Arabic. So yeah, I can pass.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
No.
He's judging me.
No.
I love Middle Eastern culture. I love it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And she went to the Middle East, and they honestly thought she was Middle Eastern. Like they were trying to speak to her, and she's like, "No, I only speak English."
And yeah, they get mad at me. They're like, "This
and that's what they do with me.
Arab."
They think that I have a Hispanic background or Spanish background, so they talk to me in Spanish all the time here. We're in Texas, so they're constantly speaking to me in Spanish. I'm like, oh, no habla español.
Mm-hmm.
And they go nuts. They think I'm trying to hide my Spanish side. And they get mad at me.
So I talked to some Hispanics about that, like a Mexican friend of mine, and she said the elderly, the older people in Hispanic culture are genuinely upset at the new generation because they don't want to speak Spanish. They don't want to see Mexican. They don't want to see Hispanic. So they're like, when they see us, they're like, no, we want you to speak. I'm like, I'm nuts. I'm nuts.
I don't speak Spanish.
Oh my gosh, it's happened.
It happens all the time. Even in drive-thrus.
Yeah, we're in Texas, so there's a lot of Hispanic
population,
culture, population, everything. But just to clarify about me, I'm born and raised in Dallas. Got this Southeast Asian culture along with Middle Eastern culture because of my religion. But yeah, I'm a Texan. And how do you want to label yourself?
I mean, for me, it's different because I came here when I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm. Came to Texas?
I mean, we were all over, from New York to California.
Okay, so came to America
when
you were 8. Okay.
When we were 8, and then probably landed in Texas by the time we were 10. I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we were in Texas and I kind of assimilated, it's really hard because it's you're in the South. So
it's different than New York.
It's very different
gosh.
from living in New York where we lived. We tried to live in Manhattan, and then we were going to open a restaurant in Queens because there's a village over there where you can open, and ended up not working out. Then ended up going to California, and California was very actually easy to live.
You were in California?
We were in California for a year. Yeah. And then from California, realized it was just it was way too expensive. Mm-hmm. So we ended up settling in Dallas, and I think Dallas was kind of a culture shock for us because we were foreigners. We were learning English, and then at the same time,
so you didn't really speak English?
No, I didn't speak a lick of English.
Oh my gosh! I know you're doing this podcast with me. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Did ESL and all that stuff, and then
really.
Mm-hmm.
But you were younger. How about for your siblings? Was it harder because they were a little bit older?
No, I think it was harder for them. I think it was easier for me for sure. But for them, I think they were able to speak the language more, I would say, because they were older. They had more schooling, They were in school a lot longer than I was prior to coming.
You mean your home tongue?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not even in English. They were able to just. They were already at the age where they were learning the second language. I wasn't yet. So.
Okay. Okay. One of my questions was, why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because we're trying so hard to be natural and non-awkward because this is the first time that we've done this, and this is the first time we've done it with voice, with camera. So it's not like we tested this with the...
That's true.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. We have a camera.
It's a
we have
Shockwave.
Microphones. We have a neon sign.
Yeah.
We have, oh my gosh, chargers. We have background lights.
We do. Yeah.
We tried as much as we could for first timers to put in the details.
Yeah.
And me, I do come from like a journalism, marketing, advertising background. I tried my best to be prepared. So I kind of have some questions and stuff, you know, just for those dull moments. If we do a background of JayBird and JayBird. I'm sorry. We have been friends.
We have been
How long have we been friends?
Oh, good question.
How long? I think friends. Maybe like 2019. I want to say 2019. No.
2020?
2020.
2020. COVID.
Like right when it was like dying down. It was still a thing. It was still definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But it was dying down.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen JayBird around town. I've seen him around town.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him here and there.
We've seen Sapphire up in these
before
up and down
these 3
roads.
years.
Like,
And then,
but we just didn't know her. Like, I didn't know who
and
she
I'm very
was.
actually I'm pretty to myself when I go to like big gatherings.
Mm-hmm.
And like growing up, my friends would be like, talk to people, like just. But I like being to myself. So when I would see JayBird at events or whatever, I just be to myself. Like it's nothing personal. I don't even know how we just started talking. I guess.
We just started talking. I think it was like I said, I think at first you're a little socially awkward.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of like really quiet, and I'm used to people like speaking. So I think at first when you weren't talking, I was like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah. Because she probably doesn't care.
She doesn't care
She
to
doesn't
get to
care.
know people. So that whole no new friends thing that you got going on. And then I think
that's not true.
And then I think like over time, over probably like several hangouts, you kind of started opening up more. And you were like more talkative and asked questions. And of course people will
about
respond,
me personally, I don't know if you know this, but like I am extrovert when it comes to people I'm close to. But even then, like I have like a social battery, like I just want to be alone. Like even like big gatherings, you've noticed my family has like 50, 40 people over.
Yeah.
I will literally just go in the quietest room in the corner and sit there for like 15, 20 minutes by myself while people are in the house. So it's hard for me. It's hard. I don't know. Yeah. But I love people. Maybe smaller
But
groups.
then the other side of you is you like gatherings. You're like, when can we get everybody together? When can we go do something? When can we go?
But those are like, what, 3 hours, 4 hours, and then I'm home at home. It's 20
like
hours.
3 hours max, and then we're done.
So. And I'm like, I'll see you next week, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's the background of us, I think, right? We
went to college.
Oh, we are educated. We're educated. Sophisticated.
I don't know if that matters.
No.
But
it really doesn't
matter.
It doesn't
these days, but it matters, I guess, for certain jobs. But
it matters for certain jobs, like you said. Like I think if you want to be a doctor, engineer, architect, like
right.
For me, it did help me. My undergrad, I did a lot of journalism. I learned tools. I learned building websites. So I think that helped.
Yeah.
Then my master's, I feel like I paid for a degree. I paid for a certificate, basically, but I have it.
Master's was easy. And then you have people that we know that
we
were
will
like
get into this one day
very
in
hard.
a future episode that will talk about just about university life.
Yeah.
But the university I went to, for me, it was easier. It wasn't. I really felt like I was buying my degree.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it feels. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I felt like I was certain classes. I was like, okay, this one's kind of more difficult.
Yeah.
You know, but I think in general, I think we're buying the degree.
Yeah. I mean, I learned about tools. Like I learned that I can use this tool to do something, but can I do it myself? Probably not. Just pay for the tool.
I just paid for this. So.
Yeah. So on that track, what is your like dream job? Like your dream career, dream job.
That's a hard
And I'll answer
question.
after you, but
gosh. Do you want my honest opinion?
yes, you have to be honest because someone out there probably feels the same.
I'm very, very, like, I come from healthcare. I come from corporate. America and just that's the industry I've been in for like 15 years. But I think my dream job is to be in food.
What?
I
was not expecting that answer.
I really enjoy cooking.
I was not expecting that answer at all.
Oh yeah. Like I really
like that's truly your dream industry is like
my dream is to have restaurants. That's my dream.
What?
Yeah, because I'm very passionate about food. If you know me, I cook all the time and stuff like that.
I know you cook at home.
Yeah, you know I cook, but
I didn't know it was a passion.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a passion. I think it makes me happy, and I think it's something that it's almost like therapy.
No way.
Cooking
to me is a task, bro. I gotta have my checklist. Oh my god, it's
the grand prize, and that's what it is. Like you're working towards, you're building upon it.
See, I envy you because when I'm doing that, I'm working towards this thing that will be devoured in like 10 minutes or less.
Oh, that's fine.
But I worked like 2 or 3 hours.
You want people to devour it. You don't want to cook and then you have to go?
No.
Oh. Well, you did this. So I was like, oh.
I'm about to leave. Okay, yeah. I'm about to go.
Wait, not yet. We just started. But my thing is like, for me, like, yeah, I want someone to devour the plate and say that was delicious. But no, I think for me, it's like that. I just never thought about going in that direction because the immigrant mind in me always was, I have to get a degree because I have to get a really good job because, I need to make a certain amount of money, or this is what I need to make by the time I'm 25. This is what I should be making by the time I'm 30, which I've hit those milestones.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the next 10 years, I need to be like double or triple what I'm making now. So it's like, how do you just have to,
I know.
You work your way up, or you switch gears.
Yeah.
And you follow a passion, and you might not make as much money, and so you won't have as much things, or you won't have the ability to go and meet up with friends because you might spend $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those kind of things.
That's
you
so
have that
true.
luxury when you have a job and you're getting paid
That's so
well.
true.
But when you follow your passion, it takes time, I think, to kind of build it and then like be profitable. I don't know.
So
I don't know if I'm making sense.
Your dream job is like a head chef somewhere.
But like mega.
Mega
like not
chef.
Just a head chef at Maggiano's. Nothing against the chefs at Maggiano's, but just like I'm
nothing
not
against the family style.
If I'm gonna do that, then I'm just gonna go back to corporate. Like,
yeah. I get what you're saying. You want to be like a 2-star Michelin.
Yeah, or own it, or be a part owner, and then open another one. Yeah, or a 3-star, and then open.
Yeah,
various
there's
restaurants.
One movie. I guess it's Bradley Cooper or something. I think it's called Knife. I might be making this up. But I'll send it to you. It's really good.
Is that the one where
he's like trying to get his 3rd Michelin star,
and then he kills them at the end?
No.
Oh,
it's about this one guy trying to get his 3rd Michelin star. Oh, okay. It's a really good movie. But you just remind me of that.
What's your dream job?
My dream job, dude, it's just too much. But so I feel like I'm doing pieces of my dream job already. My dream job is to become a singer. Like, I just want to write music, write lyrics, write songs all day, and record and sing and work with producers who create music. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just what I want to do, all day. I
mean, she's being honest.
Yeah.
She's being honest.
You're like talking to my dad right now?
We're talking to a therapist, right? No,
she's just being honest.
She's being honest. Like, that is, for as long as I've known her, she's been wanting to get even more creative.
But this right here is a piece of my dream. Because I did study journalism.
I've been wanting to start a podcast for years. Yeah. I've even talked to my close friends about, like, my close friend that will listen to this. He'll know because I've mentioned it 100 times.
So to have a show is actually like, I feel like that goes hand in hand because a lot of singers become actors who become like talk show hosts, like Kelly Clarkson. I'm not, maybe one day I'll be Kelly Clarkson. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So like, definitely hosting something, making a difference in people's lives somehow, but also following my creative passion.
Yeah. And I think that's what I realized more so in myself, like in 2020, because I realized I was such obviously COVID happened, things changed. My job is very much involved with COVID. at that time. So I was feeling a lot of burnout. And because it was just constantly, we were working 24/7. I needed an outlet rather than doing drugs or rather than drinking and then like tearing up your body and then you look like shit. I was just thinking, what could I do to become more creative and kind of explore that side of myself? Because I also feel like culturally,
yes. Oh my God.
Culturally, I mean, and she can vouch for it. I feel like singing, modeling, even acting or being an actress and those kind of things, I think in like certain parts of the world, yeah, you can be very successful, but I also think it can be taboo because the family, if you have a very family oriented family, they're gonna like not want their daughter or their son to be a certain way or to get involved in this because I kind of feel like it opens like a door. You get what I'm saying?
That's my life. That's literally, I wanted to be a singer since, oh my God, since I was like 9. I know, like I'm saying 9 because it was my first time I got my real CD. I was printing out lyrics, but like I love my family. They would notice it, but they would kind of shut it down. They're like, okay, you like being on camera. Why don't you go do journalism? Like you don't have to sing. Mm-hmm. But that's just a culture thing.
It's a cultural thing. And I just think it's kind of like, no, we want you to be a certain way. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like some of us don't fit in the box or the bubble of being a certain way. So that's also what this platform is about, is to talk about things that are maybe a little taboo. Maybe
oh my gosh,
people don't want to talk about it, but we want to talk about it because we want to be able, we have friends of all backgrounds, all religions,
yes.
People that believe in a religion, some don't. Like we know everyone and we have all kinds of people that are in our life. So we can't be so ignorant to like ignore some of those things. Maybe necessarily you don't have to agree, but you can always agree to disagree or have a different opinion or a different outlook on it. I mean, you understand what I'm saying. Like we have friends that think differently. We have friends of different faiths.
But I never, we don't ever judge them on that. No, I feel like we take them for the core if they're a good person or a bad person.
I think, we kind of, it's like your personality. If you're good and you're just honest and you're, you flow and mesh and everything like that, then for sure we'll accept you. But I don't think we ever look at the background of like where you're from or what your religion is to be like, oh, we want this person in the group or we don't want to hang out with this person
because they're not
because of this reason. No, like if anything, we want the diversity. We want to be able to have people of all backgrounds, everything. So
when our groups are bigger, like when 10 or 15 people come, I feel like it's pretty diverse. like a group of friends.
Right.
So yeah. Well, yeah, I did. I just quit my job like 3 months ago. Why are you laughing at everything I say?
Because I wasn't expecting that. But I know because I was like talking through it.
JayBird was a huge help in this like transition. So again, was my family, my therapist, everyone. Because I was at this job. It wasn't a corporate job, but it could have been. Mm-hmm. I was there for 4 years and I built their marketing. I was running everything, and to just not be appreciated by the big boss because they don't see your day-to-day work and they just see your output and they want more and more and more. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm not happy. And so I had to quit. I had to get out of there. And that's so scary. Because I did not know where my next paycheck was going to come from. I do have my family, but also there's a limit, you just don't know. But since then, I've been able to create a lot. Started my own marketing agency, but it's so scary, so hard. And I'm not where I want to be at all, but those baby steps. So but
you're starting.
That's I'm starting my dream job.
You're starting. You're starting to build something. Rather than you took a risk, you left the job of 5 years?
More than 4 years.
Yeah, 4.5 years.
Yeah.
You left that job, stable income, good career.
What you mentioned before, that having that stable income, knowing I'm going to have this much money to go out, this much money to travel. Right now, that's not there for me. But my mental health is so much better. I don't know what to say.
No, that's key, right? Mental health, another
It's
topic.
scary.
But that's enough for a conversation for another day when it
Yeah.
comes to mental health. But no, like it all ties in together, and it makes sense. I mean, you took the risk.
Yeah.
The thing about the risk, the premise was we were talking about going back to our creative side.
Mm-hmm.
I've wanted to explore. You and I talked about some ideas
Mm-hmm.
of what I was trying to do in 20.
Oh
last
yeah.
year.
I don't know if you want to expose that, but you should.
I mean,
You should
yeah, for
continue.
sure. So, I mean, I used to be very fat and like
Oh come on.
like big.
We're all fat.
290 pounds big. And
So he used to look like me.
no,
He used to, I'm the before picture. He's the after picture.
She's wild. Like 290 pounds. I was heavy, unfit, not happy about the way I looked. And I had to make a change. And I made a change. I stopped eating junk. I worked out. I cut out certain carbs. I carb cycled. I worked out 5 to 6 days a week. And now I'm probably in the best shape I've ever been.
Oh my gosh. We're going to have a
And-
workout episode because I feel that's so important.
Yeah.
We should have a workout episode.
Also, like, again, getting into the creative side, I think that was an outlet for a lot of us. So I actually was going through with a contract deal to
Last year.
Yeah.
Are you going to say it?
I think I'm gonna
okay.
save that for like another episode.
Okay.
There was like, and it was so weird because it happened so fast, and then it just kind of like, I was shocked because, again, the self-doubt, imposter syndrome. You don't think that
I
you would
hate
ever
imposter syndrome.
Yeah, you don't think you'll ever be
It's so
an
annoying.
actor, or you don't think you'll ever be able to shoot in a commercial. You don't think you'll
Yeah.
ever get
Or
that
be a
chance
famous
or
singer,
something, or be a
yeah.
famous singer, right? Like what her aspirations are. You kind of get those self-doubts, but that's just because I think it also stems from like being overweight and not looking your best and not feeling your best. And also it's a mental thing.
It's so mental.
It's mental too, but that also ties into mental.
yeah.
But it's definitely like
Yeah.
the way we think, the way we are, our families.
No, I was going to say, like, this is the mental health episode because your support system, it makes a huge difference. The people who are the most successful,
Yeah.
they really do have a good support system. And of course, there's those people who are like, I broke away from my parents, I never see them and I'm rich now. But I think the standard is most successful people have a good support system.
I agree.
So that is kind of hard. Yeah, for culturally, for me, I have a wonderful support system, but it's like you have a bucket to choose from for us to support you. But it's better now. I think it's better. Because I'm not a bad person. I just want to follow my dreams.
Yeah, I think it's much better. I think we're at the age where we really don't give a like. Do we cuss on the podcast?
I have to look at the YouTube monetization rules, but I'll bleep it out.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't give a damn about like I think we used to all care what people think.
Well, when you're growing up, of course you care what your family thinks because they are literally housing you, feeding you.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to bed fighting. There's a lot of like once you're grown up and you're really supporting yourself.
What's that
like,
meme that's like you look in the mirror and it was like it's a girl putting on lipstick and
she's like,
you just fought the whole family. They're crazy.
After fighting the whole family, you're not toxic. They're
toxic, but you fought the whole family.
You fought like 5 people. You're literally in a room yelling at 5 people.
The whole house.
That's another topic.
That's Sapphire.
No, hey, there are narcissistic households, which we'll talk about
later. That's
families, which does happen. People can gang up on somebody, and that's hard. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're the narcissist in that room, I don't know what to say.
Right. No. Narcissists are evil.
Oh my God.
We will go into depth on that. We have a lot of examples.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is like the end of the year. We're literally at like the last
I know.
What we're like the last 3 days of 2024.
28th, bro.
Oh, we're in the last 3 days of 2023. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This year flew by. For me, it was a productive year of change.
Productive,
And it was a year of change for me. Like moving, buying a house.
Yeah, a lot of
and then
change.
Moving, and then family dynamics changed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, moving.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
like dynamic.
Yeah.
Family dynamics change when someone leaves. Yes. For sure.
Yeah.
I think it's like a year of just focusing on me for sure. That's what and I think for you too, like quitting your job and doing the thing and taking power over your life and that, finding your passion. One of it's this.
Yeah.
Right.
I
like
was at the beginning of 2023. I was really comfortable. I don't know how to say. Like I would wake up, do the same thing.
Routine.
Yeah. And so midway through 2023, it was like, this is not enough. This is not enough. I'm just done doing routine. I'm done. I'm literally fitting a mold, but for who,
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier, and I forgot what I was gonna say. Is I think we're getting to the age where we don't really care or give a damn what people think, what people want from us, what people do. Like I just want to make me happy.
Yeah.
And that's my standard of happiness. It's not anyone else's. I'm gonna do what makes me happy, whether it be around the people that make me happy,
without hurting people in the process.
100%.
Like without
not hurting people in the process,
or taking from them to be happy.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to make other people happy so they can be happy with the decisions I'm making. I'm gonna make my own
you would be
decisions for me.
uncomfortable while you're making them happy.
Yeah. Like I want to make decisions that make me happy. If that makes someone upset, as long as I'm not hurting them or something, like that's on them. Their expectation of me was a certain way, or they wanted me to fit a certain mold, or they wanted me to follow a certain way of life that they follow. And I think people need to stay in their lane and realize that not everyone is them. And we're not the same. Yeah. And we just have a different path. We have similar paths.
And the people who really care about you and love you will still stay in your life.
100%. So I think that's about. Like 2024, that's what it is for me. I think it's like making decisions
I feel like
that make me happy.
planted some seeds in 2023, and 2024 is all about just like taking care of that garden of seeds.
And one of them.
This is a tree. This is my tree I planted.
This is
in my garden.
We're gonna skyrocket. Yeah. To be honest. Like that is.
So if you're I know this is hard. We have a lot of goals, but your main goal of 2024?
Probably to see where this takes us.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I want to put, again, exploring our creative side.
Yeah.
I want to be able to continue that. And I think, like we talked about, like opening doors, right? Things lead into other things. And one of the things that I was working on last year, which we'll get into later, this could help amplify that. Yeah, that for sure. Help get, let's say you or someone else I know involved in that. This is like
the heart of what we want to do.
Exactly.
Like outside of this. Exactly. Outside of the podcast, we have aspirations. But I think this is really like where we can bring it together. Yeah. For me, I just want to be financially stable. I am okay. Listen,
she's been struggling. No,
I'm not struggling, but it's a lot of up and down. Like it's not the same amount every month. And I'm not saying I need to make the same amount, but at least like, how do I like right now I have a lot of clients and I just want it to be a steady flow. Like, like mid 2024, I like some contracts end. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't want to be stressing about 6 months from now when
but that should light a fire under you.
Yeah, exactly.
To make sure that you get more clients.
Oh yeah.
Come this new year, the first.
Yeah, and Q1. we're gonna have a podcast on spirituality for sure, and
because you can be spiritual
without being religious.
And you could be religious and spiritual at the same time.
I think we'll get into it, but when you have both, it's just amazing. But my point for that is clients have been coming to me kind of naturally. Like I haven't been like needing to dig for clients.
Because you're on the right path.
Yeah. So just going with the flow. But if I do try, I feel like I will get more, you know? but I'm just being a little bit lazy. It's hard.
It's the end of the year.
It's the end of the year.
It's the end of the year. We got 3 more days.
Yeah.
Until 2024.
Yeah.
But I think we're on the right track to being happier, just being happy in general, and then maybe following some pursuits that we want to follow.
I had a lot of imposter syndrome all throughout my life.
Wow. This is the first year I had imposter syndrome.
Really?
Yeah, because
it sucks.
I took a job in my field, but in a realm that I didn't know how to do the job. So I had to learn from scratch. And I literally took the job.
That's a lot of stakes when your paycheck is on the line.
Amazing promotional opportunity, amazing company, and I took that leap of faith. And that boss, that VP, literally said, "Shake off the imposter syndrome. You're smart enough to learn."
Yeah.
And I did, but I had doubts like throughout the first half of the year because it was I was learning probably the first 2 or 3 months, just learning, absorbing.
But your company was nice to you.
Yeah. They still are, and towards the end of the year, they told me like how great of an addition I've been, even though that this was so new, because they flourished. I realized at the end of the year that I made the right decision. But it was on and off of imposter syndrome, thinking, "Oh my, can I do this? Can I still do this? Do I not? Am I going to learn this fast enough? I had to realize like you just have to have patience and you have to take time to learn. You just like this podcast.
Oh my God! By the way, thank you, JayBird. For setting the recording up, because I was freaking out, did not know how to connect 2 microphones.
She couldn't fix the 2 microphones, and then I did some research and I figured it out. So there's a compliment here.
Yeah, I'm the camera girl.
She's good with the camera.
I'm the editing girl.
I figured out
social
the voice
media
stuff. So
yeah,
I mean, there's a good flow.
But my imposter syndrome, all throughout my life. So I went to a religious school for 9 years. And it was mostly Middle Eastern people. So, like, honestly, it was like 90% Middle Eastern, maybe 80%. And then the rest would be like Asian, South Asian. And they would be popular. So I really, like, tried to, like, fit and be Middle Eastern. All I wanted to do was be, like... I wanted to be Palestinian. I wanted to be Syrian. I wanted to be... Well, no, it was so small. It was like 30 people in a class. So we were all friends, but there was still a hierarchy. It's messed up. But it's just like, majority hierarchy. I feel like if it was more brown people, the brown people would rule, right? Yeah. But Arabs are so pretty. So you just want to be like them. So for since kindergarten to 8th grade, I'm just here just wanting to be Middle Eastern, but I love my experience. It was ups and downs. Then I went to high school. And when I was in high school, my family's conservative. So I would dress very conservatively. You could tell what religion I am. So there I'm trying to be American while I look like this religious girl. So another imposter syndrome for 4 years of my life. Did journalism there, loved it, but still trying to fit in. And so I think maybe the past 2-3 years, I finally came out of that. Because even at college, everything, I was always trying to fit in a crowd I never was in. Because then I went to a really, really upscale college. Not upscale, but
You went to a private university.
I went to a private university, but people were affluent there. They're coming in with McLarens. They're driving Porsches, and I'm just kind of middle class trying to fit in there. And I'm just the past few years is when I finally found myself.
She found her tribe.
Imposter syndrome. Then in my heart, I want to be a singer, but none of these stages of my life, I was able to express that. So I'm okay, get myself on Apple Music, get myself on Spotify, be myself. God, social media is hard.
Social media is, at the end of the day, you want to be something. Social media can either help you or break you.
Yeah.
And it's helped a lot of people.
Yeah, I love social media. If you use it the
right way, it helps a lot of people. If you're promoting OnlyFans, that might... I don't know. But I've heard people make OnlyFans with no nudity content. They do that for to promote business, apparently. People do OnlyFans.
it's an avenue. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying none of us are on OnlyFans, but I'm just saying mentally for me, I thought OnlyFans was for one purpose and one purpose only. Yeah. But I've actually learned that businesses do use it, and they don't share what you think they share. Okay. They share other things. I have secrets and recipes.
Oh,
like
I see.
Yeah, you can pay to get this like 5-star recipe that people want, but it's like $20. Okay. But you have to download OnlyFans, and then you see the guy making it from A to Z.
We're all hustling out here.
I mean, you could be a chef on OnlyFans.
I see those things on social media that like you just keep selling your courses, or you keep selling your one product, and you make hundreds and thousands out of that.
I mean, yeah.
So if OF is your way to get there,
I might be on OF trying to sell recipes.
Shut up! Please.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're trying to be a chef.
This is how you set up. This is how you two microphones.
This is how you become a Michelin star chef.
This is how you set up 2 microphones.
Oh my god.
Watch me record.
Oh my god. I want you to do this though. It's on my phone. So I did it, and I'll tell you my 3 words. But your first 3 words you see are your reality in 2024. Are you ready?
I'll be ready.
Okay, let me see. Go.
So just look at the graph.
Yeah, just look at it and the first 3 words.
First 3 words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. First 3 words.
Oh. I'll post this on my story on Instagram if you guys.
Change is 1.
Change? Okay.
How much more change?
How much more change?
Strength. It's number 2.
Strength, okay.
Power is 3.
Wow. Wait, remember those 3 words. Let me tell you what I saw. Why are you freaking out? What was it? Strength, power?
Strength, power, and change.
Do those resonate with you at all?
Yeah.
Mine, which resonated with me so much.
Which one?
Which I literally just mentioned, that I want to be financially stable. My first one was money.
Oh.
Stability.
That was stability.
Yeah, I can't walk. I really, no, I'm kidding. First one was money. And these all connect. The next one was gratitude. And then purpose, which I really feel like I talked about for 2024.
Yeah.
So what was yours? Change, power?
Strength.
Okay. How do those resonate with you?
I mean, there's some power struggles.
Listen, again, this is just a random word picker I found on social media. It really means nothing.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
it really means nothing, but I thought it was kind of fun.
But change, I mean, there could be more change. I could physically change, continue.
Strength? Do you want to become stronger?
Yeah.
Like physically?
Yeah. I think so.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That's probably why I've been going harder.
Yeah. I've done a lot of strength training, I feel like. I just want to... Yeah, I want to tone up if it comes to physical stuff. But, what's your biggest fear?
Like, in just life?
What's your biggest fear?
Like animal?
I don't know. You got to answer that however you want to.
I think... Man. Probably dying and then my bird is still alive.
That's your biggest fear? You must live a pretty good life.
No. No, there is a will though for her.
Really?
She's gonna live 50 years.
Damn.
She's gonna live for 50 years. I think my biggest fear is probably failing.
Failing life?
Yeah, like failing. Like failure. Like, again, trying something new, right? Getting into something and then failing it. I try so hard to, be as prepared as I can to be as successful as I can. Mm-hmm. So I always feel like I over-research, overdo, over this, over that to make sure I don't fail. Mm-hmm. So it's like a fear because I was I don't want to fall on my face. I think that's also, like I said, family.
You don't want to let them down?
Yeah, but, mentally and just the things that we've been through as a family and my family, there was a lot of failures that happened over the years. So it's kind of like, I don't want to be in that cycle.
I get what you're saying. Generational cycle.
Mistakes. There was a lot of mistakes made. And those mistakes
can easily be made.
They can be made again.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make those mistakes, nor do I want to even get close to them. So I'm constantly like, how do I bypass? Oh, I'm not. No, that's what they did. I want to do this.
So that's kind of like a daily fear.
It is.
That's crazy.
And I think it like messes with you sometimes mentally. But I mean, it's a part of life, right? Like trauma and all that stuff. But it's like it's a fear of mine because I saw things that should have been prevented. That's for another episode. Yeah. I saw things that should have been prevented, that could have been prevented. I was young enough to literally vocalize, this should stop. And they were like, what do you know?
What? Yeah. You're the youngest.
You're the baby.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you listen to the baby would have told
He's the youngest in the family. I'm the oldest. Yeah. But I'm the only girl, so I still don't get listened to. So
that's sad.
I relate. It's okay. My biggest fear, and we can kind of wrap it up after this, if you want.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't express this one. People are gonna judge me.
What?
Like I don't want to go to hell. Oh, don't make that face at me. That is my biggest fear. I don't want to be.
You already know my thoughts on.
I have a mentor.
I call it. There's some quick fixes.
I have a spiritual mentor, and she literally doesn't even believe in hell. She's like, there is no. I'm like, I want to. How can I not? I just don't want to suffer for eternity. What's to suffer for eternity?
I think that's a religious mentality of how you live your day to day. But the crazy thing is I don't fear that.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm trying to really relate to you because I know there's some things we can relate to in that aspect.
And you don't
because I don't sit around every day and I'm like, oh, I did this and this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
If I made a mistake and you want to ask, your Lord for forgiveness, then you do that. Like that's on you. Like I look at it as like individualized. Like it's on you.
It's not like I'm out here doing bad things and
right.
I'm like I want to go to. It's like irrational fear of I've done something that will probably I don't know what it was, but I'm gonna go to hell for that.
But if you're the person that believes in repentance,
yeah,
you would have already probably done that,
yeah.
And you have to know that would have been forgiven. Do we know it's been forgiven?
Yeah.
You don't know,
yeah.
But you kind of. What is the saying? It's above me.
Yeah.
It's above me.
Literally.
So it's like it's literally like if you believe in a higher power, it's above you. You're giving that burden to your higher power because you feel badly. You feel like you did something wrong. You hurt somebody. Maybe you apologize, but you feel like from a spiritual perspective, you want to put that.
That's
out
a
there.
very selfish fear. I mean, it's not even like I don't know.
No, I get it. I just think it's a mentality thing. I think it could have been upbringing where maybe
from a very early age.
Some people could be like, "You're going to hell." It's a constant thing.
Yeah.
Or like, if you do this, this is going to happen.
Yes.
Like, okay, another.
You get bad deeds. You get bad deeds.
Those kind of things. Yeah. Another conversational topic is like those threats.
Oh yeah, that's pure manipulation.
Literally,
that has nothing to do with
if
the
you
religion.
Lie, your tongue is gonna get exploded.
Yeah, that's pure.
Those thingies when you're told as a kid, then you have those like irrational fears something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think. So, I told you I did go to a religious school, so it's not just like my family. It was like the whole.
No. It's the environment of that.
The whole thing.
See, and I didn't go to a religious school. I went to public school, so in Plano ISD.
And there's not one that is better or worse. But do you have any last thoughts?
BISD.
I went to high school RISD.
I don't like Richardson like that.
You don't like Richardson?
I don't know.
Well, so just some highlights of the area, which it's not too much detail. We live in Dallas, but big cities that made an impact in our life: Plano, Richardson, I think Irving for me. Mm-mm. Any other? McKinney? What else? No, not really.
Probably Plano,
Yeah.
Plano more so for me. Carrollton. Richardson.
Okay.
Richardson because there's ethnic food.
There's more
That's
diversity.
the only time. Yeah, that's the only
There's
time
more
we go to
diversity.
Richardson. It's for like diversity and like specialty meat markets.
But honestly, it's all like Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Just
We're
because
all on the DF Dub Metro.
Oh, don't bring up Fort Worth. Fort Worth doesn't count.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding, Fort Worth. We love you if you're watching and listening to this. No, we were just in Fort Worth like last week, literally.
Yeah, the stockyards.
Okay, well, JayBird.
Sapphire.
Yeah, this was
was our first episode.
It was great to get to know you, honestly. I learned a lot about you.
Right, I learned a lot as well. So
okay, and episodes after this are going to be so out of pocket.
This is intro, so if you think this is like, oh, this is boring or whatever.
It wasn't.
It wasn't boring, but if you think it's boring, you're a loser. And two, you probably have no life. And then three,
you're at the end of this video.
You're at the end of the video.
And you hated it?
And you watched it
kept watching
for the full 45 minutes. You have no life. You have no family. No, I'm kidding. But you will probably enjoy the next episodes because I think it's going to get a little more... What's the word?
Deep,
more deep,
yeah.
And then like I said, out of pocket stuff. Like I'm gonna say what I usually say when her and I are like talking on the phone, or we're talking to our other friends, or we're on three-way and we're talking about something deep, and I tell them my perspective, and they're like, "You're batshit crazy.
We're not gonna talk to you for 3 weeks.
And we're not gonna talk to you for a couple weeks." But that was just my honest.
Oh my god.
So,
okay. Well,
that's all.
Nice to meet you.